Hey, it's Micki and Kat with Cat and Mouse Astrology.
Hi, I'm Kat.
Hi, I'm Micki. Kat's back. Yay!
And we have a plant joining us tonight as well.
And we have a plant joining us. Hello, plant. Welcome. We are looking at a moon that is full and also eclipsed partially.
Partially. Did you see it? We're recording late, so I hope you all saw it last night. And she was so pretty.
It was gorgeous.
It was like she was wearing a little beret, like she was dressed up.
Yeah, she had a little bit of fuzz. She was a little
Yeah.
fuzzy when I
That's
saw
what
her.
I saw. You saw fuzzy.
I saw fuzzy. You got a beret.
I saw a little beret.
I like a little beret. It's kind of cool. So do we see this lovely kite?
Dang, that's pretty.
So we've got this beautiful minor trine that's going to go on for a long, long time. And the kite is from the moon, from the sun. So we've got Sun, Mercury, and the moon and Saturn in opposition, and the moon is with Neptune. Wowzers.
Wow.
That's a big moon.
Was it rough?
No, I think it's like it's a big moon.
Yeah, it was the super moon.
It's a super moon.
And the harvest moon.
Yeah. I think the moon itself is like really beautiful and harmonizing.
Uh-huh.
I think the rough part, sorry, is Mars.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Mars yet.
Yeah, Mars is square the nodes.
No, fuck Mars.
But so Mars is, Mars is the
Mars is in Cancer. It doesn't even deserve our attention.
well, it's being mama bear. Mama bear is being protective. So, but whatever Mars's thing is, it's like an aside to the moon, or maybe a irritation.
We should probably look up Cancer 7.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea.
But first, we should mention Neptune is the moon. Neptune is the full moon in the garden with vegetables, with the right vegetables.
So there's our Sabian symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got this really beautiful, gorgeous harvest moon with Neptune. So we're harvesting something that's watery and fluid. It's also creative. It's
dreamy.
On a higher level, it's our highest spiritual longings.
Fruitful.
It's a vegetable.
It's a ripe vegetable.
It's a ripe vegetable.
Fallen off the vine.
Fallen off the vine.
Ripe vegetable fallen off the vine.
Pick that tomato up and you go,
just like fell in your hand.
Right into your hands. Yeah, that's a gorgeous moon. So I'm gonna use this moon to write and do creative stuff because it's got Mercury wanting to structure something with Saturn. All right, they may be pulling apart a little bit, but the structure is available because the Mercury is strong in Virgo.
Yeah.
Saturn is watery and it's doing the bidding of Mercury.
That's kind of nice. That's a weird position for Saturn to be in. But I think it's probably a good thing for Saturn to let Mercury take control for a while. Because Mercury gets around, like the messenger, it's really connected and gets to see lots of perspectives. So it's probably beneficial to have Saturn have to listen to Mercury for a little bit.
Exactly. Because Mercury's not piddling around in Virgo. Mercury has a plan.
We need to look at what Virgo is too.
Right, Mercury, that's 14. Yeah, Mercury definitely has a plan. There's no fool in it. But this moon is having the light of the sun shining on the moon conjunct Neptune. Mm-hmm. The emotions and the spirituality, or the emotions, this could be like a higher emotional state, or it could be like you said, a dream state.
A completeness. There has to be a completeness to it if it's a ripe vegetable thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a completion of a cycle, a serving of a purpose. Like you have served. Yeah, there's a purpose. to a vegetable.
And that fits well with Pisces, because this is a Pisces moon, and Pisces is in service. Pisces is in service of the greater good. Pisces is the fulfillment of all the zodiac signs.
And the unseen.
And the unseen.
The mystery.
Exactly.
In service to the mystery.
Exactly.
Which is a good place to be.
So this water is kind of washing us to new shores.
Beautiful.
Should we take a look at the Sabian symbols?
Yeah, which ones? We pulled up some already.
Right. I think I have to stop my share and go back. Let's see if it works. I might have to go back again.
Interesting.
Yeah. Zoom has its little idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
Besides, going back and forth is always fun.
Well, I'm glad that you do this because I avoided this throughout the whole pandemic and have no experience of Zoom.
And hopefully it'll disappear. It'll disappear into obscurity.
And I'll never have to do it again. I'll never need to know. Just show up once in a while.
So here's our Sabian symbol for the moon.
Oh, the moon. Okay.
Yeah.
A religious organization succeeds in overcoming the corrupting influence of perverted practices and materialized ideals. That's quite a statement.
That is quite a statement.
A religious organization succeeds in overcoming the corruption and the influence of perverted practices and materialized ideals, which I suppose means just immorality and overconsumption.
And I have a different kind of analogy that this makes me think of, that I've been thinking of a lot because of Pluto back in Capricorn. I've been thinking about Pluto back in Capricorn as like you moved, but you got to go clean up now. Like you got to go bring in the dustpan, the vacuum, and wipe down the walls for the next tenant. You're out of there.
Well, that's kind of you. Not everyone does that.
It's true, Dad. It's my Virgo nature might be showing there, but there's something about Pluto back in Capricorn that's sort of like cleaning up. It's like, okay, what did we not quite finish here?
It's something Saturn would insist on.
Yeah. So there's something about, and this is, just an interrelatedness of these symbols. This is the moon.
This is the moon.
This is the moon, but they're both in Pisces.
Yeah. Right? Whereas Neptune is being the moon.
Exactly.
So that's interesting because the Neptune one is all about like the beautiful full garden and the completion. And this one is about cleaning up and getting to the ideals.
Exactly.
And not tolerating the corrupting things. So this would be tearing out all the dead matter from the garden so that the vegetables can grow correctly.
Exactly. I'm going to share this again because I don't know if it's showing it to you if I don't share it again.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, so there we go.
The mysteries of Zoom.
The mysteries of Zoom. There it is. So this is 28 Pisces. This is the Neptune.
Yeah, Neptune.
Right. So yeah, I think that Neptune is definitely giving us an opportunity to expand something very spiritual, very well, I don't want to keep saying watery, fluid, something that's not yet formed but forming.
Right.
And I'm curious about, we don't have that much longer. Well, we got about another year.
Okay.
About another year of Neptune wrapping it all up in Pisces, and then it goes into Aries. And so what does that mean?
This I think is what I've been feeling of being in a chrysalis, being in the goo stage from caterpillar to butterfly. And that's what I'm hearing you say right now.
Gosh, I feel that now.
When Neptune gets into Aries, it'll be right.
Right. So
that's
now
what I
it's all
think.
just squishy, and we
It's all
have,
squishy.
and if we didn't have Saturn in there with it,
Yeah.
you couldn't even have the chrysalis.
Right.
You couldn't have the
Oh,
form
so
around
smart.
you to give it the what you need.
Right. Meanwhile, you got Mercury outside gathering information, being the messenger and shooting them back across the
What are you growing in there?
sphere. Go back to the thing.
The other
The
Sabian symbol?
chart. The chart.
Let me
Yeah,
go out in it
right.
again just in
Okay.
case. Here we go. There's our kite. The
Okay.
kite is
Look
right
at
at
that,
Neptune.
right? You got the sun, which is sadly like the half flags,
That's
half
the
mast
flag
flag.
at half mast. That's right.
Right.
We might symbolize some things we've just been
Current
dealing with.
events.
Yeah.
Current events right there at the sun. But it's hitting the Neptune moon of cleaning up the corruption. That's what the moon's doing, cleaning up the corruption, while Neptune is being the fullness of all of our efforts.
And Saturn has an authoritarian role here, and it would represent, it depending on its placement,
right?
It would represent the authoritarian that is in the cleanup mode rather than the authoritarian that is the corruptor.
In the cleanup mode.
Yeah.
For sure. Pluto's is the corruptor right now.
Right. Pluto's we're back at the, corporate meeting, making secret deals
the
thing.
secret deal businessmen
right.
at their tables thing of Pluto over there. It's been
right.
there for a long time.
Yeah. So it's real interesting, the building trine we have between Pluto at this last degree of Capricorn, where it's still there supporting the Plutonic, rich folks, and Uranus here at the last degrees of Taurus going, oh, we're going to change all these structures. We're going to change these money structures.
Yes.
These ways that people earn their livings.
Yes.
And, the discrepancy of the rich and the poor, that's being shaken up by Uranus. And then
Team Orca.
Exactly. Team Orca. The fulcrum point, the point where we want to shoot that arrow is Neptune.
Yes.
That's the kite. Yeah. And so because this is an eclipse, what the sun is shining on here, the Neptune moon, and the configuration of the trine, the minor trine, and the configuration with Saturn, not to mention Mars, this shining of this light is a big magnifying glass because of the eclipse.
Gotta get rid of the corruption. Can't be having this kind of stuff going on.
So in that sense, it makes sense that Pluto's back in Capricorn, because otherwise, well, there's more stuff. You got to get in there with that heavy duty vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And suck the dirt out of the carpet, because there's some dirt in that carpet.
Oh, now you gotta pick it up out of the house and shake it.
We might have to
throw it in the compost.
We might have to remove the carpet.
Sometimes it's good. I like to buy carpets that I know I can put in the compost pile, because sometimes it's time.
Exactly. Yeah.
To let the earth process.
Yeah, and 29th degree, this is what they call the anorexic degree. This is the point of change. The point of change. Excuse me.
Neptune.
Yeah, so we've got
and we have another year. We have another year of Neptune being fertile garden. That's kind of
more than, well, it's in retrograde now. All of this is in retrograde. Well, yeah, it's all in retrograde.
So we got some time.
The whole thing is shifting back just a little bit.
A little flow your boat gently down the stream.
Definitely.
Merrily. Life is but a dream.
Well, and it's interesting. We got more earth than we have water in the minor trine, but we have the Mars in Cancer, and that's the other huge, I would say, elephant in the room, but it's an elephant seal.
Look, it's with the black moon. And
there's the elephant seal
and the south node. What's going on there? We didn't look that stuff up.
Right. So that's the crux. So I think
that's like what's pulling it.
Bam.
Oh, it's like
that's
this whole thing spinning like this, and these two are pulling it. And I just realized y'all can't see. see what.
So I feel this in my own life. So in my own house is like this, the big motion between the light shining on the moon with Neptune. You know, I just had this big event and like it was so big. Jupiter was trine Venus. Jupiter is trine Venus.
Oh,
And so the whole thing got
thank
bigger and
you.
bigger and bigger. So it was like
Full
this
of love.
huge, beautiful event.
Gorgeous.
But here was what happened to Mars with me. Even though the event was huge and beautiful, I had failed to give myself a chair.
Oh, right.
And so like I'm in pain because I'm on my feet for 5 hours, right? You know, like with nowhere to sit down in this between the north node and the south node. I mean, I'm not sure here about am I supposed to go sit down? Am I supposed to stand up and MC this thing? I feel that there's a, you know, that's kind of a physical example of that Mars is doing something where you're gonna have to make a choice, right or left. Are you gonna go back? Are you gonna go forward?
Mars is not comfortable in Cancer.
Not at all.
No, there's nothing comfortable about that.
No, and it's trying to defend
What do
something.
you think it's like for people who have that as a birth signature? This is for you Mars and Cancer people.
I think Mars in Cancer is somebody who would generally be called defensive
Interesting.
and probably has to deal with their internal defensiveness so that they're not always expressing it.
Oh, that sounds hard.
Yeah. And if they're born with the signature of being trapped between the nodes, they
Ooh.
call this the bending.
Oh.
Right. This is the bendings where the Mars is at the bendings, where it's like, are you going to go back towards the south node and what you know, what you're good at? Or are you going to go forward towards the unknown and what you're not good at and what you're afraid of, maybe?
Yeah.
But what you're compelled to, what you want to eat.
Oh.
You know, they call it what the
right,
Vedics
right.
is like, you know, the north node is eat it up, eat it up. It's like it's greed, it's avarice, it's also ambition.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas the south node is, you know, where we're comfortable, our karmic past.
Right.
So being stuck with the Mars or anything at the bendings, but right now with Mars at the bendings, that's uncomfortable. And Mars, wherever Cancer is for you, that's where the rub is right now. This other stuff is like a what?
Yeah.
This is amazing. You may not be able to wrap your head quite around it yet because
right.
with an eclipse, it takes a while to play out and figure
you
out.
You have no head.
You
You're
got
in a
no
chrysalis.
head. That's right. You're in a chrysalis, exactly. But with Mars, it's like, oh, there's some shit going on, and I got to deal with this in the background. You know, the play is beautiful. However, for some reason the lights went out and somebody has to go deal with that. You know, there's some shit in the background.
It is on the underside of the chart. The underside of the chart. What do they call that part? That whole half. What's that?
I like the other side of the chart.
It's the other side of the chart.
So that's going to really depend on what house that is, right? Where Cancer falls in, you know, if Cancer is your first house, then this big, I don't want to call it a crisis, this decision, this crux,
the knee, the bending point,
this place where you have to make a decision and go one way or another.
So also, oh my God, bending points are also breaking points.
They can be.
They can be.
This is
rough.
a water sign. There's a benefit of Mars and water. It's like you're not going to break.
All right.
You're not going to break.
It's just a bend in
the river. That's right. You might have to do a whole lot of extra swimming.
Or just float.
Yeah. Yeah. You could find yourself with Uranus where it is in some strange waters.
You could. I might recommend soliciting the help of a friendly tree.
That's a really good idea. That's a really good. And keep in mind though, whatever's going on with Mars, however uncomfortable that part is.
It's not uncomfortable.
You've got the Venus Jupiter.
Oh.
So with Venus trine Jupiter, that is amazing. This is really, this is something that we got to enjoy.
I want to look up those degrees.
Oh, we should go back and look
Is
at
that a
those.
23?
It's 23
23
right
Libra?
now, exactly. On the moment of the eclipse, it's 23 degrees Libra.
Yeah, I want to see what Venus is.
See what that is. I'm going to scoot over here. The screen will probably show the same for everybody else, but I'll
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
back out and back towards it again in a sec. So at Libra, 23 degrees. That's where our nodes have been for so very long, is in the
Right,
Libra
right.
Aries axis.
Too
It's
far.
too far.
Chanticleer's
Oh, we've
voice
seen
heralds
this.
sunrise. Yes, it's the rooster.
Okay, this is
It's
good.
been a little while since we've seen this.
This is actually good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna. I don't think we need to share it. I'm gonna go back
No,
here.
okay,
So
yeah.
read it again. Tell us about this.
The Chanticleer's voice heralds the sunrise. So it's the crow of the rooster. The dawn of the new day.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. All that stuff before, never mind it. Moving
Fresh
forward.
start, fresh start.
Fresh starts.
And Chanticleers, roosters, are also have like mama bear energy. They
Yeah.
have a protective energy.
Oh yeah.
So if we have both Venus and Mars doing protective bear energy, that's interesting to me.
That really is. And I would say that, you know, if we're looking at like, I'd say the ruler of this chart is Mercury.
Okay, I can see that.
But Venus is exalted.
Yeah.
In Libra. And I haven't really thought about
but Neptune is reverse.
It's going retro. All the big guys are going retrograde right now. The hum in the background, the tone,
harmony.
The harmony is
the harmonics of the outer planets.
Yeah, it's slowing down and moving in the back.
As we're going through a bend in the water.
We got the bends.
I got the bends.
All right, that's a little different meetings. Oh, I got the bends ever really to go. Well, so that makes us think about Chiron.
Oh, Chiron.
Chiron's opposite Venus. And Venus is trine Jupiter.
Oh my God. Why is that not the ruler of the chart? Because I can't see it as easily. Because of those other like crossroads that's not at an above angle like you're used to maps, but you're like at side.
Yeah.
Crossroads on this plane.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I could do Venus has got some stuff going on because it's also square coming into the square.
Yeah.
With Pluto. Dang. So, but it's got this beautiful trine. The trine is much more notable.
Yeah.
But it's opposite.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Chiron. Cock-a-doodle-doo. So Chiron is in Aries.
Okay.
Chiron is in the first sign of the zodiac, the sign that starts things, but sometimes doesn't finish them. The sign that's willing to though get up and go and get going. There's the cock-a-doodle-doo, right?
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Time to get going.
Time to get going, you know? So, Libra might be sitting there going, well, what about this? And, well, what about that?
We have so many options.
So many options. Do you want to go to dinner here or do you want to go to dinner there? Aries goes, let's go to dinner. So with Aries holding both the North Node and Chiron, that says that the healing is where the North Node is.
Always. Yeah.
And that says that for the perspective of whatever conflict you're dealing with Mars and Cancer, you got to go where the North Node and the healing is.
In Aries.
In Aries.
We didn't look up the North Node.
No,
Sorry, I don't have my book. I should have brought my book with me, which is really
your book is nice too. Yeah, but we can look them up online. So I'll go over here to 7 degrees of Aries. See what that symbol is. 7 Aries.
When we do our astrology book, should it have a Sabian symbol appendix?
Oh, that would be really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here it is.
Oh, lovely. Oh, wonderful. A man succeeds in expressing himself simultaneously in 2 realms.
That's fascinating.
I love this one.
Because especially Mars, which represents the male,
Yeah.
is in Gemini.
Cancer.
Oh, sorry, it's Cancer. Sorry, you're right. It
Yeah.
just left Gemini. It's not in Gemini anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so never mind. That's completely
Okay.
irrelevant.
But it's still interesting.
It is
Amazing
very
to see the
interesting. In two realms. Well, the two realms could represent the nodes
Yeah.
because they're at opposite poles completely.
Yeah.
And if you're able to now, and that's one thing that is fascinating. If one is able to hold the dynamic of two opposites in their mind at the same time,
Yeah.
then you can rise above.
Paradox.
Right. You can rise above the paradox. You can move to a place of
Wholeness.
yes. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, two realms. Two realms. Non-duality is really like the full spectrum.
Right. Hot, it does not exist without cold.
Right.
Light does not exist without dark. Love does not exist without hate. Yeah, damn it.
That one's a hard one to wrap my head around.
I know you still hate them. That means you still love them.
I don't know. I still like that. Like, well, I like love is all there is.
Yeah, I wish.
I'm a Neptune person. What are you?
Yeah.
Saturn person.
I'm a Venus. Venus.
Yeah.
Which means if you tell me one side, I'll tell you the other.
There you go.
And if you tell me that side, I'll tell you the first.
Right.
I'm also a Virgo ruled by Mercury.
Oh, okay. So this is a good one for you.
I feel the benefit. I think that this is really a turning point moon, a changing moon, and whatever the difficulty is there with Mars, which in some people's lives could be really great. I mean, having Mars at the bendings ain't freaking easy.
I don't even understand Mars and Cancer.
Well, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's crazy. Having Mars in Cancer is like having Saturn in Pisces.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, take structure and put it underwater. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, unless you can imagine
maybe a coral reef or some kind of like, but that's fragile.
I think of a submarine.
Seems really insular.
Yeah,
isolated.
Saturn, isolated, cold.
Oh.
That is Saturn.
Mm.
And underwater, that might be a very interior Saturn.
Oh.
And with the moon, that can mean an icy emotion. But with Neptune, I think that there's a breaking free into possible Satori, possible emotional breakthrough with the sun shining a light on this and the benefits of Neptune here. I think that whatever Saturn's going through, which might be difficult, is being soothed. It's being soothed.
Yeah.
By the Neptune moon. And Chiron, I know it's opposite Venus, so somehow our love is being pulled apart from our healing. Somehow where we want to go for our desires seems to be far away from where it is healthy.
Interesting. That's uncomfortable. That seems like Mars and Cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say that again.
That the Venus is our desires, and they're as far away as they can be from what is healthy for us.
Healthy for us.
So seems to be we're desiring what's not really healthy for us.
Oh, shit.
But the trine with Jupiter, I mean, for me, makes me think like, don't drink too much. Don't, because you're doing things that are unhealthy. What?
No, but you're probably just bound to go over it.
You may go overboard because Jupiter is lending some. Let's just have a big party.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means the shadow work of this moon is to consider
The Virgo sun.
the Virgo sun.
Well, yeah, because look at, we're aiming towards
The flag and
Neptune,
mask.
but look at the Virgo sun.
Yeah.
Because the Virgo sun, you know, any Virgo sun is saying, have you got your ducks in a row?
Yeah.
Did you clean up your toys?
Checking things off the list.
Did you drink too much wine? The Virgo sun is going to do all those little nitpicky things. You're like, oh, for Pete's sake, would you just leave me alone? But that's the job of the Virgo sun. Yeah. And so the moon's over here going, oh, come on, please. I'm having fun with my Neptune.
Right. Right.
Leave me be.
Whereas Venus is like the fucking rooster waking you up when you're hungover.
Start to wake up. Get to work. Yeah, Saturn's telling you, or Mercury's telling you, look, we got a lot of work to do over here in Pisces.
So tired though.
There's got to be a rest point. And you
Where
said
is
something earlier
it?
that I think that rest point, that's one of the main things that the eclipse actually allows is a pregnant pause.
That's true.
So where is
and it is almost the equinox. So go ahead and take an extra pregnant pause.
Where is it in this chart? Where is the resting point?
Is it the black moon in the south node?
To let go.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're
That's
letting
the
go
ultimate
of.
rest. To let go.
And
You
it
can't
might
get to
be,
your final rest until you let go.
and you might be having to let go of something you think you want.
Or
there's Venus.
what
It's
you want is
opposite your
not
healing. Yeah, and so you don't really know this. You're not paying attention to what you want isn't really good for you.
or isn't a part of your healing.
South Node says let it go. Yeah, South Node says
There's so many options of what.
this is true, that
Which one is not good for me? How am I supposed to discern that? What does the chart say about that?
Well,
Mercury, what does Mercury say?
Yeah, Mercury says,
do we need to look at the Sabian symbol?
I think we should look up the Sabian symbol. What's
Mercury,
14 degrees?
14 degrees Virgo.
Yeah.
What does Mercury have to say? The messenger.
What does
the ruler of the chart?
We're probably going to have to wrap this up soon.
Okay.
We'll probably end abruptly. Oh,
an aristocratic family tree. I want to see the next one though too, because there's that way that
right.
Or is it 0? You have to back it up one.
No, I think it's forward. The deep reliance upon the ancestral roots is interesting.
Yeah, that's the one. 15
But
Virgo.
this is actually, I think we've had that before.
A fine lace handkerchief, heirloom from valorous ancestors.
Some kind of root strength.
And family trees. Aristocratic family trees. Maybe Mercury can have a double message here. Flag is at half mast.
Right.
For the sun.
Right. So what is Virgo trying to say here in its opposition with Pisces in this moon? Virgo wants us to be really clear about things.
Yeah.
You know, Virgo doesn't like black moon. It's the opposite of this. It's like Virgo says, no, burn it off. I want to see what's underneath.
Yeah.
And Mercury says, oh, and let's make sure the language we use is really precise.
Yeah.
When we talk about it.
Right.
So I don't know, for me, I think perhaps writing a little bit or thinking a little bit, maybe finding music that helps me think about what I'm willing and ready to let go of, that might be something I value or I thought I valued, but that no longer serves me.
Yeah.
What no longer serves you.
Yeah. Can I feel like I am too busy to take control of wondering about that. I feel like I just want to ask the ancestors, the family tree, if they could take it out of my path or out of my like pocket of desires. I don't even like, there's too many of them, right? I don't know. I don't have time to think about it.
Well, there's where
And should I even have to?
Isn't that a great place
It's
for
the
the healing?
opposite. It's the opposite. Just let it be over there. It doesn't
Right.
like just,
Right.
it'll remove itself because someone else will take care of it for me.
If
Like,
the
can I-
focus is on the north node,
Yeah.
it's not so matter where what matters is where we do put our attention,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, okay, it's there and it'll go away of its own time, like
Right.
a boil.
Like a ripe vegetable falling off the vine.
Okay, that's much better than a boil.
Like a Neptunian ripe vegetable in a full garden falling off the vine.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
It's actually from a mantra, from
Oh, yeah.
an old mantra that I couldn't possibly, I don't know the actual words for it, but that's the crux of it. Take away my suffering, like a ripe cucumber falling off the vine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That fits very nicely with this moon, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like
Really
an harvest
does.
moon.
Harvest moon.
Harvest moon.
Take away my suffering.
Take away my
Like a
suffering.
ripe cucumber
ripe
falling off the
cucumber
vine. It
falling
just
off the
drops
vine.
off.
Like it is so done.
It's just like done. It's just
done.
You don't have to pick it. You don't have to pull on it. It just
No.
falls
You
off.
can leave it alone. You don't have to think about it at
You don't have to
all.
think about it at all.
It'll do its own thing.
That's right. Instead, you can move towards the north node. That's right. Towards your healing.
Yeah, that's right.
Towards what's actually good.
What's actually good for you.
It's actually good.
Well, towards when you become a butterfly, when Neptune finally makes it into Aries and we all come out of the chrysalis that we're in.
Exactly. Got a year or two for that, but we'll come back and talk about that soon.
Just riding the current.
So cool moon. Very cool
Yeah,
moon.
so fun to hang out with you and do it. Let's do it this way
It's
from now
awesome.
on.
Yes. So yay, woo.
Yes.
We'll see you guys next time.
Because we started this because of the pandemic and not being able to see anybody.
Or hug.
Or
hug. And now we can hug.
be in the same room.
That's right. It's so much fun. And we love sharing it with you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Join us next time. Bye.